Hey, my name is Phil from funnelscene.com, and in the Systeme.io tutorial for beginners, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to get set up with Systeme.io. Now, if you follow along throughout this video, by the end of it, you should have a fully working funnel. You should also have your own email created, and I will also go through list segmenting as well as marketing automation. So you will have a very powerful automated marketing system by the end of it. Now, just before we get started, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. In the comments below, let me know where you are from. And if you are someone who is just struggling with Systeme and you want to get the best possible help and templates, I've also got a course called the Systeme Accelerator, which I'll link to in the description down below. Go ahead and check that out. No doubt it's going to be exactly what you're looking for. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to go ahead and open up a brand new account so you can see exactly the process to follow. So the first step is to go ahead and register for a free account. If you want to get my course for free, make sure you open a free account using my referral link below. So we're going to go ahead and put in here hello@funnelscene.com and open a free account. Now it will ask for a confirmation for email address, so I'll just go ahead and pull that up now. Okay, so you see I have got my confirm your email address email here. Disregard the name, it's just one I use for testing. So go ahead, click on that link, and now you can go ahead, create a password. So I'll just put in a password quickly, and we should be good to go. So I'll go ahead, click on save, and now we have access to our Systeme dashboard. Now, the first thing we need to do is to receive payments, you'll need to fill your profile. So you can go ahead, click on that. And this is going to give you some information that you need to fill out, right? It's going to say, first of all, the email address you used to sign up. It's also going to have your display name as well as your normal name. And then it has options for your address. Now, it's really important that you add in your physical address because this is going to be added to the bottom of emails you send out, and failing to have it is actually against the Can Spam Act, which means you're probably going to end up in the spam inbox versus people's actual inbox. So go ahead and fill out this. I'll quickly just go and fill it out and come back in a sec. Okay, so that is done. I've just put in a temporary phone number here, obviously, for this tutorial. And if you are a company, you can also add in your company name, company number, and text number as well. So I'm just going to stick with individual for this tutorial. Go ahead, click on save. Changes have been saved. Now it's time to get going. So now if you are going to be selling something, this could be things like courses, memberships, physical products, digital products. You want to come to payment gateways. And inside here, we have now got 5 options for actually taking payment: Stripe, PayPal, Mercado Pago, Razorpay, Flutterwave, and Molly. So depending on what country you're in, we'll have different rules. So go ahead and connect one. It's all very straightforward. Just click on the button and it'll walk you through the process. I'm not going to be setting up a payment gateway for this tutorial. I go in depth about them in other tutorials on this channel. But let's go ahead and get started. So let's go back to our main dashboard. This is going to be where all of your sales come through. You can also set a default currency. It is currently set to Euro. So if you want to change that, just come back to settings once again and come down to payment page setting, right? And you can see here, don't charge VAT to customers on payment pages. But we can go ahead and actually go and choose this to whichever you want, depending on what country you're from or whichever currency you want to take money from. So I'm going to go ahead, choose US dollar. I'm not going to charge VAT. It's debatable, this whole VAT, GST tax thing. You can deal with it with your accountant. I'm just going to say do not charge VAT and go ahead, click on save. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So now if we come back to our dashboard one more time, this thing's really annoying how it gets there, but let's go back. So main dashboard, click on refresh, and boom, there is your new currency, which is USD for me. So just a quick walkthrough, just so you know everything is. This is going to be where all of the money you make, this is sales that you've personally made into your business, will appear for the last 31 days and how many leads you've gotten as well. And you can also see a live running update here of your people's purchases in your business as well as leads. And if you want to be involved in affiliate marketing like I am, you can come to your affiliate dashboard. This is going to be where you can promote things like Systeme as well as a lot of other marketplace offers, which takes us to the marketplace down here. And courses is going to be where all of your courses are kept, right? And down here is going to say which sales came through, which referrals came through, and how the payments that you've actually received through the affiliate program. Next is going to be contacts, We have here contacts and tags. Now tags is like list segmenting, except it's not done in lists, it's done by tag. And I personally like the tag method because this means instead of having to put people in certain lists to receive certain things, people can get many tags for many different things, right? So if I had an affiliate training I was giving for free, which I actually am down below if you want to check it out, you can go ahead and add a tag for that. But also if someone, say, got my free course funnel, which I'm also giving away, it's going to have both of the tags instead of having to segment them into lists. They're just one person who's interested in two things. So that's just to give you an idea. Next is funnels. This is going to be where you can create all of the different types of funnels you want to make. And funnels are used for generating leads. It's also used for selling courses or products. So funnels are a very important part of the Systeme platform. And the good thing about it is the funnel builder is incredible. We'll go through that in just a sec. Next, we have emails, and newsletters are basically like email blasts. You can send them to whoever you want in your list all at once. Then you have campaigns, which is more like an autoresponder series. And then we've also got statistics. Now, the cool thing about blogs is it's not just a blog. You can build websites as well. And we'll go through that in another tutorial. But this is really cool because it gives you the option to build your own website. You can host your own blog posts and everything in between as well. Next, we've got automations. You can create automations rules. So if someone triggers a certain act, maybe they subscribe to a different type of list, then they can go ahead and receive certain types of emails. And then we have what's called the workflows, which is like a drag and drop visual builder, which is pretty cool as well. Then we have products and sales. This is where you can add in your different types of products. You can also create courses, host your own affiliate program, and also build your own community. So it's pretty cool. I have got a full training on how to create courses and communities as well. So go ahead, check out my channel if that's specifically what you're trying to build. There is training inside of there as well. Finally, there's a help desk, and then of course there's all your settings. So let's go ahead and build our first funnel. This is usually the first step I do when creating a brand new account, or what I recommend anyway. So go ahead, click on funnels, then come to the right and click on create. Now it gives you a few different options here. You can see we have, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to build an audience? Are you trying to sell products? Are you trying to build something from scratch, or are you trying to run an evergreen webinar? Now, just to let you know, the evergreen webinars are on the webinar plan and higher. So if you're trying to do that, you will need to upgrade to that. Then we also have an option to have your currency that you want to charge. I'm not actually going to charge for this, but you can just choose your currency down there anyway. So what I'm going to do is just call this the YouTube test funnel, just to make it very obvious what it is. Click on build an audience and then click save. Now later on as well, I've also created a training where you can add in custom domains. It's very easy, but for the sake of keeping you on this video just to show you how it works, I won't be going through that. I'll leave a link down below to add it though. So next step is creating your squeeze page. Now, a squeeze page is a lead generation page or a landing page. This is where you direct people to so you can obtain their email address. Now, usually you need to give them something in return, for example, hiding something from them. So if they want it, they're going to have to put in their email to get access. This could be something like an ebook. This could be like a cheat sheet. This could just be some information that you believe is valuable. So it's not just being given out for free. It's making people put a stake into it so they get something in return and you get something as well, which is their email address. So to create a really quick, simple page, you can choose one of these pre-made templates and then optimize it for your specific design you want to create. So let's just choose something real simple for this. I'll just choose this one over here. I like simplicity when it comes to building landing pages, because the less amount of information you give them, the more opportunity it is that they're interested in actually putting their name and email address. Because if you gave them like 5,000 words to go through before they put in their email, they'll probably be off-put and leave. But if you gave them just a little tiny bit, like 30 words, that really creates the curiosity, they're most likely going to convert. So I'm going to call this page the YouTube test landing page, just so I know what it is. And for the domain, I'm just going to put in here YouTube test. So this is going to be the URL for this page. This is going to be the name. I'm just going to go ahead on the right. Now there are a few buttons here. There isn't any text on them, but if you hover over it, it's going to show you what each is. So first of all, we have save funnel step, which I recommend you do every time you create a change, or you're going to have to do it again. We also have here the preview button. We've got here a little edit page, and then finally you can change the page template if you want as well. but I'm happy with that so far. So let's go ahead and edit this page first of all. So this is the visual page editor. It is extremely simple, which I believe is really important, especially for beginners. You're not getting overwhelmed with features. Instead, it's just straight to the point of how to use it. So if you hover over any of the elements, you will see we've got 3 different colors. We have here the orange text, and the orange text is what's called the element. Next, we have the blue text, which is the container or the row, and then finally we have the section, which is in green. Now, the cool thing about this is you can have multiple elements inside of rows. You can have multiple rows inside of sections. Now, the cool thing of separating sections is you can change things like background colors between sections. That's why they make it nice and easy. And of course, you can move them around as well. It is a drag and drop builder. Now on the left here, we have got different types of elements, things like text, we've got videos, images, we've also got internal columns, then we've got things like forms, checkboxes, and countdown timers. So if you were to say want to have a countdown timer added to this page, just click on the element you want, drag it to the screen, and you'll see that dark blue line appear. That's basically telling you where this element is going to go if you let go of the mouse. So I'm just going to drop it here, and as you can see, we now have a timer. Now you'll probably notice it's probably not spaced out perfectly. So if you click on it, now you get to edit all of the elements inside of it. So let's just say I wanted to make the margin at the bottom a little bit bigger. You just simply click and drag and you can see all of the different text moving. So you can see it's a perfectly simple, fast, and reliable visual builder. You don't have to change the code, go back and preview it, change the code and go back again. You can see how it's going to look right away, which comes to our next point. It has a viewport at the bottom as well. This means if you want to see what it's going to look like on mobile, you just click this little mobile icon, and this is what your site looks on mobile. So it's pretty cool. You can switch between, and I highly recommend first of all building out your desktop version, then going into the phone and making sure it looks right. You can see the space here has disappeared, so we're going to go and need to put it in again. So it's very simple, and it's a good sort of I guess instruction to go and do the desktop first, then the mobile. I know a lot of people do it backwards and they sometimes get into trouble. So it's pretty straightforward. If you want to change the text, just simply highlight the text you want to change. Let's just say I wanted to say build your best business with our product. If you wanted to change this default text, you could say with our product you will learn some of the best things in the world. All you need to do is get started. Something like that, right? It's very straightforward. Now, if you come down, let's just say I don't want to have a heading in here. You've got some options on top of each section. So first of all, we've got settings, which brings up the left tab. Next, we have actually got this duplicate button, so you can quickly duplicate sections or rows or elements, whichever you need to actually create your design. We have then the save button. So if you wanted to use this exact segment, in this case it's a section, you can save it and then you can paste it into multiple different places. You can also create what's called a master block, which is like a global element. That means if you have it on all of your pages, let's just say it is your menu bar. If you change it or update it in any of the pages, it'll update all of them. So this is perfect for footers and headers as well. So that's there, and then finally we have delete. So if you want to delete it, click on delete, and boom, it's gone. So apart from that, I think it's all pretty straightforward. If you want to edit anything like this button, for example, click on the button, and then we've got all the options on the left. You can change the background colors, text colors, you can change the fonts, you've also got sizes, line heights, everything in between. So it's pretty cool. The only thing I suggest you do if you are putting in forms, which you should be inside of a landing page, then make sure your button has always got here send form, and then where do you want to redirect users after contact registration, always make sure it says to the next step. I find some people play around with the options inside of the button, and then the submissions that people put, for example, their name and email, they don't get put into the system backend, which is your dashboard. And then they wonder why, and that's literally because they've played around with this instead. So keep that in mind before you go live to go ahead and check that. But apart from that, it's pretty straightforward. You can just play around, add some blocks, add bits and pieces wherever you want it to go. It's already there, but we're just going to leave this as simple as possible for now. There's also different pre-made templates as well inside of blocks. But I'm going to click Save Changes and then exit out of this. Now, actually, before I go, if you want to add in some SEO metadata, for example, if you want to share on social media and you want to change the image, come to Settings here on the left, scroll down, and then at the bottom, this is where we can add in our SEO metadata. And what this means is I could put in here YouTube landing page test, right? And this could be the description. In this page, I show you how to use the funnel builder inside of Systeme.io. Enjoy, right? And then keywords if you want, not necessary, same with author, but social image is where you can add in the image, which will be shared on social media. Then you can also hide it from search engines if you want. If you want this to rank to get organic traffic, make sure it's unchecked and then click Save Changes. So that's it. There's also pop-ups if you want to add them as well. So let's go ahead and exit out of there. That is our first page done, and this is our link to our page now. So if I copy it just by clicking on it, I'll go ahead and open a new tab, paste it in, and this is our brand new page, which is ready to rock and roll. Now, one cool thing about Systeme is it's extremely quick to load, and I will show you that now. So there is a page speed testing website called GTmetrix, and you can go ahead and test your site for free. And the cool thing about Systeme is it uses some very fast CDNs, which are basically like global servers that give the user the nearest server to make sure that loading speeds are really quick. So I'll just pause this video and give you the result. So as you can see, it's fully loaded in less than 1.2 seconds, which is extremely quick in terms of page loading speed. So now we have our landing page. Let's go back to our funnel and let's go to the next step, which is the thank you/bridge page. And this is a really important step because they've just put their name and email into this form, and there's a good chance they're probably a little bit skeptic about doing it. So this is where we can either retell them what they put their name and their email in for and let them know that it's on the way. For example, if it's a free PDF, an ebook, maybe a training, something like that, you can say, hey, check out your email. It should be arriving any second. Now, the other good thing about the thank you page or the bridge page is you have the opportunity now that you've already got them into your funnel to actually either sell them something or direct them to something that would be beneficial to them. For example, in affiliate marketing, what we like to do is we like to say, hey, we've got this free guide you can check out, and maybe the guide is on, for example, making money online. Then inside of this bridge page, I could say, hey, would you prefer to see a course? I've got this awesome course that you can check out. Maybe it's only like, $20 or something like that. Go ahead and check it out. It's going to give you X, Y, Z, and you should be able to get these types of results. And that's what we call the bridge page. We've got them in first to see what they're interested in, and if they've put it in for your particular topic, you can send them to something of more value that maybe you're going to make some money on as well. So that's the cool part of the thank you page. If you don't have anything to sell, then it's just a good time to give a message back to your new subscribers, letting them know that the value is on the way and you appreciate them for being there. So what I'm going to do is just choose a simple bridge page for this example, this one here. So it says, thanks for signing up. And it's got a video. Now, me personally, I love video. Video just converts like crazy at the moment. If you haven't noticed, things like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, everything like that, everything is blowing up in video. So if you are confident, I highly recommend putting yourself out on video. So I'm just going to call this the YouTube test bridge, right, as the URL, and click off it. I'm also going to name that as well. So the YouTube test bridge, and click on save. And then if I go to edit now, this is going to be where you can edit the page. All right. So this is our second page. I'm just going to go ahead first of all and delete this header because you don't need a header in a funnel really. But you can see we've got some text. We've got a little video module, which you can directly upload new videos to. They self-host videos, which is really nice, even on the free plan. And then we've got a little bit of text below, a couple of sections as well. So what I'm going to do is show you how to make a bridge video real quick. So I'll just quickly come down. I think my face is in the way. I'll just move it. Okay, delete that. Right. Now what we're going to do is go ahead on the left and drag in a button. Okay, so I'll just drag a button down here. And now we've got a little button module. I'm just going to remove the top margin, and I'm also going to remove the subtext like so. I personally don't like subtext, and I'll just add a little margin below as well. So that looks pretty good. I may even delete all of this text. So keeping it nice and simple, I could just say your free guide is on the way, right? Something like that. And I may reduce the font text and drop in another text module. But before you go, I've got something even better for you. Press play. Okay, and increase the font size like so, something like that, and then we'll just change the margins. Now, if you see this little box thing, the entire box without any lines off means it's a global element. So if you put in, say, 30 here, it's going to put 30 around the entire thing. But if you just click on one portion of it, it's going to allow you to just put something on that portion. So that's sometimes the margins change sort of sliders to these things, just to let you know what that means. Okay, so let's pretend this person is interested in making money online. I gave them a free guide. The free guide has been sent via email automation, which I'll go through in the next step. But I've got this bit here, which says, but before you go, I've got something even better, right? So I might unbold that and put a little bit of emphasis on this. And on this click here button, this is where I can redirect people to either a course I'm selling, maybe something I'm selling, which is like maybe a cheat sheet, something like that, or an affiliate link if I'm sending people to a course or a product or something like that. And what you want to do is, now I've got my button here, click on send form and come down to open URL. And this is where I can actually put in a new URL, which is going to redirect users to that page. So let's just say, for sake's example, it's just funnelscene.com, right? Let's just say it's my website. You can choose to open it in the same window or a new window. That's all good to go. So now every time someone comes on this page, they can go ahead, watch a video that I've uploaded, which I haven't done just yet. But if I was to, I could upload that, put on this button here, add in my affiliate link or link to a product, and go ahead, click on Save Changes. Now, if I exit out of here, I've actually got a lead generation funnel, and let's go have a look what it actually looks like. So view funnel step. I'll put in my name, Phil, hello at funnelscene.com. Yes, I agree to have emails from you. You can also remove this if you want. It's probably going to reduce the amount of opt-ins you get. However, you will probably get higher quality if you leave it there. So I'll click on get started, right? And you can see it's been redirected here. And if I click on this link, then now I get redirected to my website. Okay, so it's working perfectly. Now, if I come across to leads here on the right, you can see that this lead has now been collected from this funnel step. It's also got a date as well. So if I also come to contacts, you can see that this lead has now been entered into my contacts tab. Now you'll notice on the right, I don't have a tag. So if I was to say come back, maybe I had 10 landing pages, I might not know where this person's actually come from. So what I recommend you do is actually add in your first little bit of automation. So let's go back to the funnel tab real quick. Okay, and what we can do is come to automation rules here, click on that tab, and inside of this tab, once it loads, you can click on add rule, and then we've got a few different triggers every time a page is visited or funnel step form subscribe. This is the one we want, so click on that. And then you can see we've got a new button which says here add action. Click on that button and then choose down here add a tag. And what this is going to allow you to do is go ahead and add a tag. Now you can see I haven't actually got one created, so let's go ahead and create one. So I'm going to open tags in a new page really quickly just to save going back and forth too much. And inside contacts tags, let's go and create our first new tag. So I'm just going to call this the YouTube test, okay? And click on save. Now a good way that you can sort of filter out your tags is you can either put in what the landing page name is or the different type of topic. For example, I have a 4-part affiliate training series I give away. So I put 4-part affiliate training as the tag. It's quite long, but it doesn't matter how long it actually is. Now, if I come back to the funnel page, you can see it's not there just yet. So I'll just click reload. And then that tag, if I go back to automations, click on funnel form, click add action, add a tag, it's now there. So click on save rule, and now every time someone puts their name inside of this funnel, they're going to be tagged with this tag here, which is YouTube test. Now, if you have a contact that you need to add to that tag, you can just click on them and you can come down to the bottom and there's different tags. You can select that one, click on save, and now they're a part of that tag. So that's the only time you'll probably ever need to do it, but just to let you know, that's the manual process there. So now we have our funnel. Now we've got a tagging automation. What we can do next is automatically send out an email, or we can actually subscribe them to an email sequence. So what I'm going to do for this example is go ahead and go to emails, and let's go to campaigns. Now, once again, just to let you know, there is 3 different types of emails you can actually send out. There is the newsletter, which is one that sends to everyone all at once. There is a campaign where you can send sequences of emails, or you can actually go back to the automation and just send out a single email. That's entirely up to you. I highly recommend creating campaigns, or if you are adventurous, you can go to the automations and workflow tab where you can create a visual representation of what's going to happen. But to keep it simple, let's create a campaign. So come to campaigns, click on create. The name of this is going to be just the YouTube test. And inside here, I'm going to say a series of emails after someone subscribes to YouTube test funnel. Okay. Click on save. And this is just for your reference. And the cool thing is over time, you can see how many emails inside of this as well. So let's go ahead and click on it. And what I recommend is always starting off with one email. If that's all you can start with, that's fine. But as you can think of more content, then you can add in more emails as well. So if someone subscribes, they get an email maybe on day 1, maybe on day 3, day 5, day 7, and so forth. So let's go and add an email. Now we have here a few options. First of all, it's got sender name. It's got Bob Dylan still, so I changed it to Phil Wilson. Subject, what we're going to do inside of here is say, hey, here is your free marketing PDF that you requested, something like that. Depends on obviously what you're giving them. And we've got here 2 different options for visual builders. So we have a basic white background one, or we've got a container. I personally like white backgrounds. Or if you just love using the classic editor, which is more based around like simplicity, you can choose that as well. I'm just going to use the visual editor for this example and go ahead, click on create. So in a few seconds, we now have the email builder, and as you can see, it's like the funnel builder with much less options, which actually works out really well because people go a little bit crazy with emails, and the more things you add to it, the more elements, the less it's going to be delivered. In fact, I think plain text is one of the best ways that you can send email. So what I'm going to do for this example is just delete everything and start again from scratch, just to make sure that you know how this actually works. So that's annoying, but I'll just delete everything below it. Okay, and delete this one here. It's being stubborn. Boom. I'll just click X, and then that can disappear. Okay, so now we have got drag and drop your elements here. What I'm going to do is start off with some text. Once again, drag it in, and here we go. Now you can see it's really big, and it's centered, is not left aligned. So come to the left, choose left align, and what I'm going to do is highlight all of the text and take it down to about, I'd say 16. 16 is a good number, maybe even 18, just so it's big enough on mobile devices, but not too small. Next, I'm going to choose a font. So I personally love Verdana for emails. It just looks a little bit more soft. Another good one is just Arial, of course. Keep it nice and simple. So it depends on, of course, your wants and needs. So what I'm going to do is just freestyle a little email here. Now, what you want to portray if you haven't done email marketing before is to let them know that if they requested some information like a book, or if they were maybe interested in a recommendation that you have, make sure that you let them know that they are getting it. So I would say, hey, and a cool little tool inside of Systeme is you can click on this button here, choose a replacement, and you can replace this little code with the subscriber's name. So if you're collecting names, for example, this is going to change that first name to that particular subscriber's name. So it's custom and personalized as well, which helps with conversions as well as brand trust. So what I'm going to do now is paste in this little blurb that I just quickly wrote just to save a bit of time. And basically all I'm doing is introducing myself, letting people know where they can get their free thing that they opted in for. And also I'm redirecting them once again to my funnel page. So let me show you how it works. Hey, my name is Phil. I'm excited to hear you're interested in building your business using YouTube and funnel automation. As requested, here is your download. So what I recommend here is if you are giving something away free for, like, say it's a PDF or cheat sheet, highlight some text like here is your free download, or perhaps even the title of the particular document you're giving them, and come to this little link button and then copy and paste in the link. So if you are giving someone a file that's on Google Drive, you can just click share, copy link, and then you can paste that in here. I'll just put in here google.com for now just so you can see what happens. Okay, so now we have got this button. Here is your link and it's clickable, right, as you can see. Now if you want as well, just to make it a little bit cooler, you can also change the color to blue to make it look like a link, and if you really wanted, you can also make it bold for it to stick out. To make it bold, you may have to highlight it a little bit more, and there it is. Now what I always do with my funnels is actually I link back to the bridge page, right? So this page was gone, linked to, sorry, from my bridge page, which is this one here. So I'm going to copy the page URL and paste it in here one more time. And this is just taking them back to that offer. Once again, if it's a course that you're trying to sell them into, maybe it's a particular type of affiliate product, whatever it might be, because that has the video inside of there. Once again, it's a bridge video, which is going to remind them why they're there and why this particular product or course or whatever it might be will be beneficial to them. It could even be something like subscribe to a YouTube channel, you know what I mean? So I've got it here. I hope you enjoy the book. Once again, if you haven't seen my video course I've created, make sure you check it out here. Okay, and I'll link that, paste it in, and boom. So that's in, and I'll highlight that as well, make it blue, make it look pretty. Okay, and bold. There it is. And boom, there's our first email. So we'll go ahead, click on Save Changes. Of course, write it how you would. Don't copy and paste other people's templates either. If you send out emails that were already pre-scripted or templated, there's a good chance they're going to end up in spam because people have abused it. So always try to write out your own personalized emails. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, click on exit. You can go and test it if you want. I'm just going to click save and publish to save a little bit of time. And you'll notice down here, this email has been deferred. We check the quality of this email due to an automatic alert. After the check is done, all deferred messages will be delivered. What this basically means is Systeme is going to scan your email just to make sure it's not a spam email that people are, bulk sending to random emails that they haven't collected legitimately, right? And this is because it's a free entry into this platform, so a lot of people abuse it. So what I'm going to do now is delay before sending the email. I'm just going to put inside here minutes, and I'm going to put 1 minute, okay? And click on publish. Now the reason I choose 1 minute is I want people to watch that video. So if they're waiting for the email to appear in their inbox, but it hasn't yet, they're going to get bored, so they're probably going to end up watching the video, which is what I want them to do. So I'm just going to leave that and click on publish. And boom, we now have a first email inside of our campaign. Now, the cool thing about this is if you want to speed create these emails, now you've got your first one, there's a good chance that you've sort of customized the email to how you want it to look and feel. So now you can just simply duplicate the emails, click on confirm, and then you can just edit the emails really quickly by clicking on edit in editor, and then you can change when it goes out and everything like that. And the cool thing about this is once you've done that, I might put it after a day. Right, you can build out these emails really quickly. Of course, it'll be different to what these say. It's just to give you an idea of how quick it is. But I'll delete that. So this one's actually all ready to go. So what I've done now is created my first campaign. I've only got 1 email so far, but it's enough to get started. Now I've got my funnel. Now I've got my tag and automation. Now all I need to do is link the funnel to this email campaign. So let's go back to our funnels one more time. Okay. Click on the YouTube test funnel, okay, and click on automation rules. Now, once the funnel step forms have been subscribed, click on that one more time and click add action again and click subscribe to campaign. Right, choose your campaign and boom, click on save rule. So now this entire automation has been complete. So if I come through, if I go back to step configuration and preview this step, let's just put in another address. So I'm just going to put John, email can be hello+1@funnelscene.com. Okay, click on yes and get started. Now I've got the bridge. Once again, click on that. It goes to the funnel step, which is perfect. That's working great. If I click on leads, you can see it's captured that lead. And now what I'm going to do is quickly open up my email browser and see if it's arrived. And it's been about a minute, and then I just realized once again it said email defer. So it's going to be potentially up to 24 hours before that first email gets sent out. But don't worry, that's something that happens to all accounts on Systeme. And once it's gone through that first initial validation, then it's never coming back again. You can just send emails out normally and there won't be any issues. Anyway, so that's it, guys. We've gone through, we've created our first funnel. We've also created our first automation and our first email tag and contact tag. And then finally, we've created an email campaign, which is going to be sent out automatically. It's very cool. I'll come into contacts quickly as well and show you what it looks like once someone has come through, right? We've got the name, the email. We've also got the tag. So once you have more tags, they'll all be listed here. And you can see which email campaigns they've been inside of, as well as their tag history. So all of the information is inside there. It's a nice little CRM. But if you ever want to start sharing your funnel, once you're confident that everything looks good and feels good, this is your new link that you can use. Simply click on this and send it out to wherever you want people to start opting in, and then you can just start focusing on driving traffic to your brand new funnel automation. Anyway, that's it, guys. That is my Systeme.io tutorial for beginners. Hopefully it's provided some value. There is, of course, everything still from creating websites and blogs. You've also got courses and communities and affiliate programs and everything in between. So if you want to check those out, I've also got some awesome tutorials in my YouTube channel. Or if you'd like to see exactly how I build them, you can also grab my templates. I've got my Systeme Accelerator course, which I'll link to once again in the description. But that's it for this video. Hopefully you got value. If you did, let me know by smashing that thumbs up and dropping in a comment down below. I really appreciate all those people that help support the channel. But that's it from me. Once again, thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.